Hi parents, today I want to chat with you about a video here that we're telling our kids that it's okay if they go to school and a teacher sort of loses their cool with them. And look, I'm a dad, sometimes I lose my cool with my kids, or sometimes as a teacher I've raised my voice, and I'm not proud of those times. And I think you as a parent, you can relate to that. But what happens is that it's very easy for our kids to decide, oh, I'm not safe with this person, or they don't like me, when it's a teacher who's yelling at them. So what we need is we need our kids to understand a couple of key things, and it doesn't come out in one conversation. It's something you have to have a few conversations for them to really get. And the first is that teachers are human beings. Human beings make mistakes, okay? I don't know many teachers who'd be proud of yelling at kids. I know a few, but not many. And so we need our kids to know that, you know, if they're not having a good day, sometimes they'll say or do things that aren't quite right. Another thing we want our kids to do is have a look at, well, was the teacher yelling at me, or was the teacher yelling at the group? Because it's a very different scenario. If they're yelling at a group, they've obviously lost their cool, but if they're yelling at an individual, that's not good. We also want our kids to know that we want them to tell us if a teacher gets upset and yells at them. Okay, we don't want to be in this spot where we're going and rescuing our kids. You know, if the teacher had an off day, they had an off day. But we want our kids to know that they're safe to tell us what's going on there. And the other thing is, we can use this as a way of sort of tapping into that our kids can see that normal, average people make mistakes. So I know as a dad, there's been times where I've raised my voice at my kids and I'm like, oh, why did I do that? You know, that feeling that I'm sure you've had plenty of times. And in some senses, it's good that teachers at school will lose their cool with our kids, because then our kids can go, oh, my dad or my mum sometimes loses their cool, and my teacher sometimes does. And it sort of creates a space where we as adults, we're giving ourselves permission to make mistakes and then to go back and clean it up with our kids. Okay, and so in that sense, it's not good that someone's yelling at our kids, but it is good in that they're seeing that it's not just mum or dad who yells at their kids. Okay, so look, there's a lot in this video, but really it's just about tapping into our kids' emotions and sort of setting them free from this idea that if they got yelled at yesterday, then they're still in trouble today. It's like, no, that's not what's going on. And of course, if your teacher is yelling at you every day, there's something very broken. That might be when you as a parent take the next step and sort of take things further. But yeah, our goal here is to create kids who can, you know, they can have a couple of minor knocks to their confidence and they can get back up and keep going, and kids who aren't knocked around by that, because they're always going to encounter someone who says or does things that are wrong. What really matters is that our kids can bounce back. Good stuff.